To meet the needs of students, teachers and parents in the new ATAR system, a website has been designed that allows users to search for schools that offer the pathways required by each user. Some data that the QCAA collates provides details about subject offerings and class sizes in Queensland schools. This is the backbone of the proposed solution presented hereafter, a web application that allows students, teachers and parents to see which schools offer which senior subjects. Here is a mind map breaking down the problem into developer, client and user concerns. As can be seen, usability principles are important here, and the way data is stored and managed with regard to privacy has been considered. Here's the prescribed and self-determined criteria. User story. Here we will explore 3 different user personas for typical users who need a solution. John is a Year 10 student from New South Wales. He needs a site to be able to determine which schools in which locations offer the subjects he wants to do. He lost his right arm in an accident, so needs sites that are easy to navigate and benefits from accessibility controls like speech to text and keyboard shortcuts. The second user is Mary. Mary and her partner are buying a house and looking at schools in certain areas. Mary needs to be able to search for schools and subjects to see which schools in various areas offer which senior subjects. Kate is a teacher and needs to be able to search for subjects she wants to teach and see which schools offer these subjects. Kate doesn't want to be forced to pick maths and English, as she would like to choose 6 subjects she wants to teach. There isn't a specific existing solution to meet user needs. However, the following 3 solutions are familiar to many of the users and have elements that may be useful to use in the proposed solution. My School is a site that allows users to find a school in a postcode or region. It can detail the number of students who get a QCE and how many students in the school achieve certain VET qualifications. The site uses whitespace effectively to provide a clear layout to the page. The navigation bars are located at the top of the page, a practice very common in modern websites. The school a user is looking at is displayed in large text in the blue at the very top. This helps keep users oriented to the data they are looking at. Another existing solution that provides subject information is the school sites. Each school details the senior curriculum offered at the school. However, this would mean users would need to manually click every school site to see if it offered the subjects they wanted. This means the site is not very effective for the use case required, as often many clicks are required to navigate to the senior curriculum, and a user needs to visit every school to check for subjects. This makes effectiveness very low for this solution. In terms of design and usability principles, all of the School Queensland sites have the navigation bar at the top, a common location which increases learnability across all Queensland sites. When navigating to a page, breadcrumbs are visible, showing the user's location on the page. This increases learnability and safety. Finally, the QCAA website offers some key information about senior schooling. The site provides plentiful information for each subject in its syllabus. However, the site does not allow users to see which school offers which subjects they want. The proposed solution will use the QCAA header and navigation bar to increase learnability across user interactions, as many users will visit QCAA to read about the subjects and then visit the proposed solution, Schools for You. The colour scheme and contrast work well and will also be used in the proposed solution. 2 datasets were initially analysed to provide a starting point for an innovative digital solution. After analysing the datasets, the idea for the Schools for You system was born. The 2 datasets will be analysed against the proposed idea and user personas. The first dataset to be analysed is the QCAA Stats for Senior Subjects 2019. This data is provided in XLSX format and could easily be converted to CSV format to be uploaded into a MySQL database. This data is provided by QCAA and outlines the subjects on offer in 2019. It provides data about Year 11 and 12 enrolments and the number of students who achieved each achievement. This data is not useful for the user needs identified earlier and is outdated for the new ATAR system. The QCAA Subjects by Schools Participation 2020 onwards data is provided by QCAA publicly, and this is the dataset chosen for our proposed solution. This data is provided in XLSX format and could easily be converted to CSV format to be uploaded into a MySQL database. This will also make it easy to implement a CSV file upload into the website. As can be seen, the data outlines which subjects are offered, their type, general or applied, and the school name which offers them. The spreadsheet data does this for every Queensland school. This data can be used in the proposed solution as it clearly shows whether a school is offering the subject or not. The data further shows the number of enrolments in each unit of study for the school's sector, and the school's postcode. Only the data about the subject name, subject type, school name, and postcode will be used. The rest of the data is not needed for the proposed solution. The entitled data shows enrolments for each year onwards from 2020. Therefore, only 2022 enrolment data will be used. This data will be updated by the admin each year and will only use the current data, not previous data. Here is an initial entity relationship diagram developed for the type of data expected. At this point in the EDGE process, the user saved data, for example, was storing subjects and school IDs as a list of strings. These were the main initial tables from the initial ERD. As can be seen, these are not normalised. To meet first normal form, the school information table, which initially contained all subjects offered by that school in a single list, this does not meet the rules for first normal form. The state values must be atomic. Therefore, the school information table removed the subjects offered column, and this was recreated in a subjects in schools table that referenced the school ID and subject ID. This was then also in second normal form, as each non-key attribute was dependent on the primary key of each table. Again, the user saved data table needed to be normalized, and it was normalized to first and second normal form. This was done by having the subjects users chose split into 6 independent columns so that the data was atomic and didn't repeat, and the filters were also split so that the data in each column was atomic. The schools that met the criteria of the save search were initially being stored as IDs in a list, and these were split up into a save search matches where the save ID and the school ID that it matched were stored. The school information table is not in third normal form, as the non-key attributes aren't entirely dependent on the primary key. Metro Boolean, for example, is dependent on the school location. Therefore, for third normal form, the postcode and whether those postcodes are in the metro locations has been split into its own table, so that the Boolean is entirely dependent on the school location and only school location is needed in the school information tab. Here is the final proposed ERD updated with tables for third normal form. Here is the context level DFD for the system. The two external entities are the user, teacher, student, and parent, and the administrator of the site who will update data and track site usage. The level 1 DFD shows users can log in, search for schools, and save their searches. Admin can log in, update school data, subject data, and update the subjects offered by schools, updated yearly to keep data current. There are a total of 6 data sources shown relating to the 6 tables discussed earlier. The user interface has been designed to meet the needs of the user personas discussed earlier. The site has taken into account usability principles to enhance the user experience. This is the main search page for the users to enter their 6 chosen subjects and find the schools that offer 5 or all 6 of the subjects. To address accessibility, each filter has a small question mark next to it, which is a tooltip. When hovered on, it will open with a large tooltip with the filter text large and bolded for easier reading and a description of what the filter does. This will assist with users with a visual impairment or users who don't understand the shorthand filter text, such as those from EALD backgrounds. The checkboxes for the filters will also allow the user to click on the text or the checkbox to select the filter. This increases accessibility for users who may struggle with fine motor skills, such as John, our student user persona, as they don't need to precisely select the small checkbox. In terms of effectiveness, the users are able to select any 6 subjects from the drop-downs and click search to see the schools that offer these subjects. This all occurs in this one interface, meaning the clicks required are minimal and the user can efficiently search. When a user clicks the search arrow, an SQL query will be run to retrieve the subject ID for each of those subjects. Then a further query will find all schools that have an entry for all of those subject IDs, and schools that are returned from that query will be displayed. This page shows the UI after a user has searched with all 6 subjects selected. Learnability has been considered across the website, which is why the navigation bar is at the top and resembles the QCAA navigation bar website. This makes the site instantly recognizable for those familiar with the QCAA site, increasing learnability. The site also acts in the way a user might expect, which increases learnability. Once a user has searched, the search button changes to a search again, and search functionality like filters and subjects remain at the top. This is a great way to improve usability safety, as it allows users to easily search again if they make a mistake. In terms of utility, which is concerned with providing the user with all functionality needed, the site does not force the user to choose an English and Maths, which is good for user persona Kate, who doesn't want to include those in her searches. The site also provides multiple filters and the ability to save searches for later if logged in. Therefore, utility is well considered. Here's the login page, and it uses a password confirmation to increase safety in case a user makes password mistake when entering their password. Here's the login algorithm and how it links to the user experience. Once you've logged in, users are taken directly to their saved searches for efficiently being able to return where they left off. Here's the proposed search function and its relationship within the UI. Prototype.
From the main page, users can instantly click Get Started, search by adding criteria and subjects, and see a list of schools that offer those subjects. Or users can log in and return to their saved subject search, and then click one of these to be returned to their previous search.
Evaluation. References.